Fail big, fail loud, and then do it again. Welcome back to Whine with Ivory Rose, the podcast where we keep it unfiltered, real, and sometimes a little too honest. But that's what makes us magical. I'm your host, your internet bestie, your favorite chaotic motivator. I'm Ivory Rose. This is the show where we sip our coffee, wine, or water, no judgment here, and talk about the things that most people try to hide under a cute Instagram caption or a carefully edited reel. We talk about the messy middle, the uncomfortable truths, and the moments that make you wonder if you're even cut out for this thing called life. And man, if you're feeling like that today, you're in the right place, because today we're talking about failure. Yep, I said it, the F word. The one no one puts in their bio. Not failure like you forgot to take the chicken out of the freezer. We've all been there, right? Not the kind of failure where you say something awkward and replay it in your head for 3 weeks. Nah. I'm talking about the deep kind. The kind that makes you question yourself. The kind that knocks the wind out of you. The kind that teaches you if you let it. Now listen, before you start thinking this episode is going to be one long TED Talk, let me be clear. This is not a motivational speech wrapped in glitter and false hope. No. This is the real. Because I have failed in front of people. I have failed when no one was watching. I have failed on camera, on paper, on stage, on Zoom, and still, I'm here, guys. I'm still here. Let me tell you something I never said out loud on a mic before. I used to work my butt off building other people's empires, clocking in, clocking out, getting paid just enough to survive and never enough to thrive. I was making someone else's dreams happen while letting mine collect dust. Nope, that wasn't good enough. One night, no lie, this is a true story, I sat up in bed, stared at the ceiling fan like it had some kind of answers and said, enough. I opened my laptop right then and there and formed my first LLC. No capital, no support team, just me, my grit, and my cat Moo watching from the corner like, here she goes again. The first business turned into 3, then 4. Did I fail along the way? Yes, I practically majored in it. But every stumble built me up in ways that playing it safe never could. So now, if you're sitting here right now wondering if you're too messy, too far behind, too broken, or too inconsistent to make it, let me stop you right there. You are not. You're just in your becoming era. So today we're going to unpack failure, the messy, heartbreaking, hilarious, liberating kind, and why failing isn't just okay, it's actually required. Let me take you back to 7th grade. I tried out for cheerleading with high hopes and really bad coordination. I practiced so much, I wore the soles off my Payless sneakers. I got out there, did my routine, smiled like my life depended on it, and guess what, guys? All that hard work, all that dedication to the practicing, remembering the cheers, all of it, I didn't make the team. Man, I cried in that bathroom like it was a breakup scene from a 2000s teen movie. But here's what happened next. I still wanted to join something, so I ended up joining the drama club. I found my voice. I fell in love with performing, and years later, that led me to this mic, this podcast, and this moment with you, I guess. The moral of the story, you're asking? Well, sometimes when something doesn't work out, it's not rejection. It's a redirection. Sometimes what feels like the end is really the start of something bigger. Write that down, guys. Remember that. Now let's get into the sneaky villain in all this. That's comparison. Social media is a highlight reel. You're comparing your bloopers to someone's best take. Her business looks blooming. You don't know her bounce rate. His marriage looks perfect. You don't know about the group chat. That influencer with the spotless house, Yeah, guess what, guys? There's a pile of laundry just outside the frame. You can't build that confidence while scrolling through someone else's curated content. It chips away at your worth before you even realize it. You start measuring your potential against someone else's Photoshop. Let me say that again, guys. You are measuring your potential against someone else's Photoshop. Man, I remember when I had 30 followers. I used to spend hours watching everyone else go viral. I would get so in my head about my voice, my camera quality, even the shape of my eyebrows. I mean, for real. Meanwhile, someone was out there whispering into a mic about their cat's skincare routine and getting brand deals. I mean, I'm not even kidding. And listen, I've done it. I've compared my growth to others' success. I've had moments where I thought, why not me? Moments where I wanted to delete everything and start over. I've looked at someone else's progress and told myself I wasn't enough, wasn't pretty enough, wasn't consistent enough, wasn't trendy enough. But here's the thing. Comparison will lie to you. It will steal your voice. It will convince you that someone else's lane is the only way forward. And guys, that's not true. If anything, that's the farthest thing from the truth. You don't know the full story. You don't know who's behind on rent. You don't know who's crying after every post. You don't know who's about to be burnt out from trying to maintain an aesthetic that isn't even real. You're not behind. You are not too late. You are not a failure because your journey doesn't look like someone else's. You are on your own divine timeline. And man, your timeline, it's still on time. Tell you, if I could speak, let me tell you all about the candle era, okay? Man, you want to talk about a flop. I was going to make candles, not just any candles. I was branding them with affirmations, aromatherapy, the whole vibe, guys. I called one Lit But Healing. Thought I was slick over here, like thought I had something nobody else had. I launched it. I took the jump. And guess what? I sold 4. Yep, 4. 2 were sympathy buys. 1 was my neighbor. And 1, y'all, that one I don't think it even ever paid. I was mortified. I was embarrassed. I thought, this must mean I'm not meant to be an entrepreneur. But no, it just meant that candle making wasn't my ministry. You can try things and decide they're not for you. That's not failure. That's self-awareness. And every flop taught me more than a win ever did. I learned how to brand, how to market, how to follow through. That failure, it prepared me to start the businesses that actually stuck. Man, after that, later, guys, I started selling planners, digital downloads, whole templates. I even made a launch video. And then not one person bought one, not even my family. Do you know how humbling it was when your own family doesn't even pretend to support your hustle? Man, talk about a flop. But that taught me presentation without strategy is noise. I had to learn how to speak to my audience, how to niche down, how to listen to what people were actually asking for. Now, guys, failure goes way beyond businesses and the internet, okay? Let's talk about failure in relationships, because if failure was a college degree, I'd be a summa cum laude in love and delusion. I promise you that. I once dated a man who told me, "You intimidate me." And I stayed. Like that was a compliment. I thought maybe if I dim my light, he'll feel brighter. Let me be clear. You don't have to shrink to be loved. The right people will never ask you to be less. Guess what happened to that relationship, guys? Bingo! That relationship failed. And I mourned it. But looking back, I thank God it didn't work. Because now I know what real partnership looks like. Not someone tolerating my ambition, but celebrating it. Talk about unanswered prayers, okay? I listen. I've had friendships fail too. I had a whole circle once that secretly made a group chat without me. You know how wild it is to find out the girls who send you "love you sis" memes are dragging your name in lowercase in another thread? Man, it happens, and that's also a failure. That failure hurt, but it taught me discernment, and it made room for the real ones. Y'all, it's messy sometimes, and that's okay. But let's take a minute. Let's take a minute and toast. Let's toast to the tries, toast to the TikToks that flopped, the business ideas that didn't take off, the interviews that bombed, the people we loved who didn't love us back. Toast to all of it, because it means we showed up. Here's a quote that I kept taped to my mirror. I still have it taped to my mirror, and I read it every day. Every time you thought you were being rejected, you were actually being redirected to something better. And man, I've been redirected so many times I need a personal GPS. I'm just saying, there's that. Let me share something a little deeper. I've had moments, dark ones, where I thought I was never going to get out of the hole I was in. Not financially, not emotionally, not creatively. I was sitting on the bathroom floor crying with Moo meowing like, "You good?" And I had this thought. What if I'm not meant for more? Then immediately I thought, no, you're just in the middle. We romanticize success stories, but forget the middle. The part where you're broke, unsure, overlooked. The part where you're working so hard and nothing is landing. But the middle is where the magic is made. If you're in your middle right now, keep going, because I swear to you, it shifts. Not all at once, not in fireworks, but one yes at a time. Let's normalize celebrating the little wins. You made your bed today. Y'all, it's a win. You finally responded to that email you've been meaning to get to. Y'all, that's a win. You posted that video even though your inner critic said, "Who cares?" Y'all, I promise you, that's a huge win. You don't need permission to be proud of yourself. Sometimes the only cheerleader you've got is you. And she better be loud. Y'all, whatever you do, post that selfie. Wear the bright lipstick. Record the podcast with your kid yelling in the background. Done is better than perfect. Start ugly. Start small. Just start. Because here's the thing people don't say enough. Little wins lead to the big ones. The habit of showing up for yourself daily, even in the smallest way, builds the self-trust you need to take the big leaps. That quick live you did for 5 minutes, it's prepping you for the keynote you'll give one day. That 2-sentence journal entry, it's training your mind to process, reflect, and grow. Guys, it all matters. It's all stacking. The days you do it scared, the days you do it tired, the days you don't want to, but you get up and do it anyway, that's how you build a legacy. So don't wait for the mountain. Celebrate the pebble, guys. Those are your steps. That's your momentum. That's the groundwork for your greatness. Failure is not the end. It's just data. And listen, even the greats got humbled. All right. Oprah Winfrey, yeah, she was fired from her first television job because they said she was unfit for TV. Y'all, Oprah, think about that for a second. Oprah had failures too, and look at her. You got Beyonce. Look at Beyonce. Look at her today. Do you know she lost Star Search? Once upon a time, she lost. And look at her today. You know who else? J.K. Rowling. Rejected by a dozen publishers before anyone wanted Harry Potter. Michael Jordan? Michael Jordan was cut from his high school varsity basketball team. Look at all of these people today. And even these people that I just mentioned, y'all, they all failed at one point. These people didn't let a no define them. They used it. They took failure and made it a stepping stone, not a tombstone. So if you're sitting in the mess right now, wondering if it means you're not good enough, I need you to remember those names. Remember that every person you admire has a flop file somewhere with their name on it. They just didn't stop. You tried something. It didn't land. Now you try again, but smarter. Thomas Edison said, "I have not failed. I have just found 10,000 ways that won't work." Y'all, I'm going to say that again. I have not failed. I have just found 10,000 ways that won't work. That man made a light bulb. You're allowed to bomb a podcast episode. Every fail is fertilizer. It's growing something. So go and fail. Go and fail a lot. Fail publicly. Fail spectacularly. Fail forward. And then tell us about it. Because your story is somebody else's survival guide. Y'all, here's my challenge to you all. This week, I want you to do something that terrifies you. Something you've been putting off. Apply. Post. Pitch. Say the thing. Start the thing. And when, not if, it doesn't go perfectly, come and tell me. We'll toast, we'll laugh, we'll dust it off, and we'll go again. Because we're not here to impress, we're here to impact. Y'all, this has been Whine with Ivory Rose. If this episode gave you life, share it. Text it to your cousin, blast it in the car, quote it on your Instagram story, because we are all building, breaking, healing, and hoping, loudly and unapologetically. So, y'all, until next time, fail big, fail loud, fail with purpose. You've got this. Guys, thank you all for listening. I really appreciate all the support I've got recently. If you are new to this channel, I am Ivory Rose. Okay, you can find me as Ivory Rose Knows on TikTok and on YouTube. That is a true crime podcast. I am Whine with Ivory Rose on both TikTok and on YouTube. And you can find both my Ivory Rose Knows and my Whine with Ivory Rose on Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Music, iHeartRadio, and a whole bunch of other podcast apps. So, guys, take this, do me a favor. If you like it, leave a review. If you have something, have any kind of, you want me to change something, any kind of direction, you can email me at ivoryroseknows@gmail.com. I take constructive criticism well. In fact, I really wish you would tell me how you truly felt about this podcast. I can't fix it if I don't know it's broken, And I definitely want to give my listeners what they're expecting and what they like. So again, guys, I appreciate you all. And until next time, you guys have a great, and don't forget, fail big, fail loud, and fail with purpose.